After having a Hall of Fame career with the Reds, Joey Votto is currently sitting on the couch waiting for the phone to ring in hopes of playing one more season outside of Cincinnati. While he may not produce to his normal level at age 40, Votto was a premier player on the Reds as he would earn his way onto 6 All-Star teams, win a Gold Glove, and walk away with the MVP in 2010. Votto played at an elite level well into his 30s as he would have 9 seasons with an OBP of 400 and would lead the NL in that same stat 7 times. The starting first baseman for the Reds over the last 17 years provided a plus bat throughout his time with the team, yet when looking at his baseball reference page, one detail jumps out. Joey Votto has somehow never won the Silver Slugger award. Even while being determined the most valuable player in the league, voters decided he still wasn't the best hitter at his position. When I first found out about this detail, I wanted to look through his seasons and figure out how this could have never happened throughout his career. If you liked the video, it'd mean a lot if you subscribed, as we're just 200 subs away from 1,000. One thing to note is that the Silver Slugger award for the first base position is arguably the hardest position to win it at, as the average first baseman has to hit well above their position player teammates but must remain on the field, unlike the DH position. While the average WRC plus for an NL first baseman has come down in recent years due to the introduction of the DH in the NL, as well as the rise in corner outfielders becoming some of the more prominent bats in the lineup, throughout Votto's career it has averaged 111.6 and only dropped below 110 4 times in 17 years. He also found himself between a rock and a hard place, or in this case between a Brave and a Cardinal, as he had the misfortune of competing for the award in the middle of both Albert Pujols and Freddie Freeman's primes. Not even to mention Paul Goldschmidt won the award 5 times during Votto's time with the Reds. For the caliber of player he is, and someone who would consistently find himself near the top of MVP voting, he has a severe lack of hardware to his name. While baseball as a whole has started to pay attention to more advanced stats lately, making Votto look even better with his high on-base percentage, looking at traditional stats like batting average, home runs, and RBIs also shows Joey Votto had an elite bat. From 2007 to 2023, Joey Votto led all NL first basemen in hits with 2,135, home runs with 356, and RBIs with 1,144. One thing that does hurt his case for winning a Silver Slugger is while he leads all these categories over this time period, he only led NL first baseman in batting average in 2011, 2016, and 2017, and neither RBIs or home runs in any single year. After looking through his career so far, I think there are 3 seasons worth mentioning while trying to figure out if he deserved the award at any point in his career. In the first part of his career, he found himself running into a buzzsaw that was prime Albert Pujols, where in 2010, voters would ironically vote Pujols as a better fielder and hitter, awarding him both the Gold Glove and Silver Slugger awards, yet determined Votto was a more valuable player and rewarded him with the MVP. Realize that the MVP is more than the stats you put on the paper, and sometimes even more than just what you do on the field, as well as the fact that the MVP is voted on by writers, while the Silver Slugger is voted on by managers and coaches. But it does come across as a funny sight seeing one player being determined as a better hitter and fielder, yet the other is somehow more valuable. Votto would beat out Pujols in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging, but would fall 2 points short in OPS plus due to park factors. This would be the last truly monster season put together by Pujols, as he would lead in home runs, RBIs, and intentional walks. I don't think the selection of Pujols is egregious by any means, as both players had an elite hitting season, and baseball as a whole put more value on RBIs than they do today, but the irony in the voting selection was interesting. The next year to look at would be 2016, where Anthony Rizzo would walk away with the award. Joey Votto would once again outpace the winner in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging, but this time had a much higher OPS plus, which just means he performed better even while having to play in tougher offensive stadiums. Just as Pujols had done in 2010, Rizzo would beat Votto in both home runs and RBIs, while having 9 more doubles and 11 more total bases. While the more traditional stats are closer, I think the .6 gap in on-base percentage and the 34 more walks makes it arguable on whether or not the coaches chose the correct candidate. This time, however, both the writers and coaches were in agreement on who was better on the field, as Rizzo finished 4th in MVP voting above Votto's 7th spot. It is unknown if Rizzo's prowess consuming hot wings the year prior had any sway in the voting process, but it is within the realm of possibility. The last, and in my opinion his greatest chance at winning the award, came in 2017, and Paul Goldschmidt would seize Votto's last true opportunity. While the 2 previously mentioned seasons have strong arguments for why Joey Votto deserved the award, I think anyone would agree retrospectively that Votto more than deserved the Silver Slugger this year. Votto would best Goldschmidt Goldschmidt in hits, walks, batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS+. And while this wouldn't contribute to the award, Votto was also an Ironman that year while appearing in all 162 games. Goldschmidt would have the advantage in runs, RBIs, stolen bases, and triples while appearing in 155 games that year. They would also tie in both home runs and doubles. While Goldschmidt put together quite the productive offensive year, Votto just truly separated himself from the competition. He would lead both leagues in walks, intentional walks, on-base percentage, and would lead the NL in OPS. Just as it would happen in 2010, Votto would finish ahead in the MVP voting, finishing second, while Goldschmidt would finish third with both the Silver Slugger and Gold Glove. Joey Votto would actually share the same amount of first-place votes as the MVP Giancarlo Stanton that year, but due to lower ranking votes, he would miss out on his second MVP by just 2 points. And 2 points is equal to a single writer voting him fourth instead of second. Some with more traditional stance on what to value in baseball would argue that Goldschmidt contributed more to the offense with more runs and RBIs, but the difference in the talent each of them played around did much more to contribute to these stats than each of their individual talents. Votto's pure ability to get on base puts him at an elite level and would contribute even greater to an offense that could support that skill set. While the lack of hardware won't stop Votto from getting into the Hall of Fame, I think his trophy case is more empty than most fans would expect. Joey Votto was a few votes away in his career from being a 2-time MVP with 3 Silver Sluggers, a handful of Gold Gloves, and 6 All-Star appearances. Votto had the misfortune in competing against great first basemen in his career, and I hope my vouching for him didn't come across as criticism as those he competed against. Guys like Pujols, Freeman, Goldschmidt, and Rizzo were or have been great in their careers, and it goes to show how great they were that they were able to hold off Votto from as many awards as they did. Votto is criminally underrated with the monster offensive numbers he put up through his career, and I think his ability to get on base more than anyone in the league for 7 years will only get more appreciated as time goes on. I hope we get to see more Votto on the field for one more year in 2024, but if this is it for his career, I can't wait to see him in Cooperstown.